With the first beat of the drums, more than 100 feet lift as one, breaking the hush of anticipation and setting in motion a flashing array of shining brass and colorful uniforms. A drum and bugle corps exhibition has begun. Arrow straight lines of high-stepping youth, marching in military precision, and an exciting blend of music command the senses of spectators. These are the obvious highlights of a drum and bugle corps competition. Less obvious, but just as overwhelming, are the aspects of competition felt by those on the field. The atmosphere is charged with the tension of doing one's best to give a perfect performance. Armed with such words as perfection, pageantry, and pride, the Blue Devil organization was born. From a small corps of 12 drummers in 1955, the Concord Blue Devils, now 400 strong, has expanded, diversified, achieved national acclaim, and become, probably, the only group of its kind in the world. Today, they include a cadet corps, which is a parade unit. The members are from 5 to 9 years of age and practice twice weekly, learning to march, play drums, and maneuver with flags. Next on the Blue Devils chain are the junior and senior majorette corps. The junior unit competes in both parades and field shows and practices twice a week. They were the 1974 United States Twirling Association state and national champions in their category. The senior majorette corps is a parade and field show unit. This corps entered USTA competition for the first time in 1974. They placed first in state competition and second in the nationals. The junior drum and bell corps is the next member of our Blue Devils family. They perform both in parades and field shows. This corps also provides music for the junior majorettes. They were also state champions in their category. The Blue Devils B Corps was formed in 1974 by their Parents Association to augment the nationally recognized A Corps. The B Corps in 1975 fielded 24 horns, 12 drums, and 18 color guard. Its original membership was comprised of drummers and color guard from the former senior drum and bell corps, plus a handful of new and inexperienced horn players. The managers and instructors have a few new ideas in mind, so the B Corps is giving warning to all comers. Watch out in '76. The top rung on the Blue Devil ladder is our A Corps. This corps entered major competition for the first time in 1973 at Whitewater, Wisconsin, where they placed in the top 25 corps in the nation. After a year of practice, and more practice, the buses were loaded for the Eastern Tour and, hopefully, the competition at the Drum Corps International Championships held in 1974 at Ithaca, New York. The hours of practice paid off, and the Blue Devil A Corps jumped to 9th place in DCI rating. The buses hadn't reached California when the manager and his crew of instructors started planning the 1975 show. The results of all their efforts you are seeing tonight, and the efforts put forth by 130 youngsters who are still armed with the words perfection, pageantry, and most of all, pride.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Jerry Seawright. I'm with the Blue Devils from Concord, California. Welcome to Open Studio. First on our program this evening, we have a representation from the Senior Majorette Corps, the Senior Twirler Team. The color guard represents the pike line in each of our different units with the Blue Devils. And what's your name?
Kayleen Cecil.
Kayleen, and you're in what corps?
Cadets.
In the Cadet Corps. And how old are you?
8.
She's 8 years old. And your name?
Cheryl Osterhout.
And what corps are you in?
Junior Majorettes.
In the Junior Majorettes. And your name?
Kathy Caldera.
And Kathy, what unit are you with?
Cadets.
With the Cadet Corps. And how old are you?
9.
9 years old. And your uniform's different. Which corps are you with?
The A Drum and Bugle.
The A Drum and Bugle Corps. And your name is what?
Jamie McFarland.
Jamie? And how old are you?
15.
15. How long have you been in the Blue Devils?
5 years.
5 years. And your name?
Susan Woodbury.
Susan, what corps are you with?
The B Corps.
Is that the B Drum and Bugle Corps?
Yeah.
And how long have you been with them?
1 year.
1 year. And your name?
Kathy Damstra.
Kathy, what unit were you with?
The Senior Majorettes.
Senior Majorettes. And how old are you?
14.
And you've been with the Blue Devils how long?
3 years.
3 years. Okay, thank you, ladies. Thank you very much. And now, from the Blue Devils B Drum and Bugle Corps, representing their rifle line.
Drum Corps, part-time, hit!
These four young people standing here are members of the Blue Devils A Drum and Bugle Corps. What's your name?
Steve Kreitzer.
Steve, how old are you?
16.
And what do you play?
The soprano bugle.
This is the soprano here?
Yeah.
How long have you been with the Blue Devils now?
2 years.
2 years. And your name?
My name's Brian Urian.
Brian, what horn do you play?
I play the horn in front of me. It's called a mellophone.
A mellophone?
Yes.
And how long have you been with the Blue Devils?
This is going to be my 4th competing season.
Is that right? How many tours have you been on with the A Corps?
5.
5. And those tours you've gone over into Boston and Philadelphia?
Yes.
Wisconsin? Right. And how about you, Bob? Your last name?
Hellbush.
Bob Hellbush. And you play what, Bob?
The baritone.
What position? Are you a lead, a second?
First baritone.
First baritone. And how long have you been with the Blue Devils A?
This is starting my 3rd year.
And you've been in how many tours?
Well, 4 with the Corps now.
4. And I see you don't have a horn in front of you. And what's your name?
Rich Pifo.
Rich? What do you play with the Blue Devils?
Timpani drum.
Timpani. So you represent the drum line?
Yes, sir.
Yes. If you fellas had it to do over again, Brian, would you join the Blue Devils?
I think so.
What have you liked most about it?
I would have to say it's mostly the audience reaction to the shows. Makes it worth all the work.
Is it a lot of work, Bob?
Yeah, a lot of work, you know. We've got to put a lot out. A lot of your weekends are taken care of, and free time is all put into it. It's worth it, though.
Yes. And then with the drum line, how long have you been with the Blue Devils, Rich?
It's going on my 11th year.
11 years. That's what I thought. You started when you were how old?
6.
6. Were you in the Cadet Corps when you started?
No, I was a banner boy for the Junior Drum and Bell Corps.
Yeah. It's been a long time then.
Yeah.
You're now playing timpani. And Steve, as I recall, you left us for a year and now you're back. Are you glad to be back?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, fellows. Well, thank you very much for coming down. We appreciate it. We'll give the people a chance to see the instruments that you play. Notice the age of these young people. These people represent the Blue Devils Cadet Corps. The reason that we have established a proficiency, I believe, in the A Corps is as a result of having people this young train and train as hard as they do all the way through the different units of the Blue Devils until they finally reach the most expertise of them all, and that is the A Drum and Bugle Corps. This group is the Cadet Corps. They practice during the winter times, 1 night a week, and when they get into the season, the parade season, the fields, they practice 2 nights a week. Notice how they work on their improving and trying to teach these young people how to coordinate their drill, how to coordinate the marking time. It takes a lot of patience, a lot of dedication of their instructors, and also from the children themselves. Most of the kids in our units are taught by our own people. This young lady clapping her hands right now, keeping time, is Debbie Molina. Debbie was in the Corps for years. Now the group that you're viewing here at this time is the B's pike line, and now the A, no, this is the B Corps bugle line. These young people practice during the winter also. They practice twice a week in one of the local elementary schools. Any place we can find inside that can house us and where we can stand the tremendous amount of volume that a bugle corps would naturally demonstrate. Now, the group we're looking at now is the Winter Color Guard. In order to keep the activity strong and keep the kids interested, the units in this area provide the girls an opportunity to compete against other color guards throughout this area. Now, this year, we have corps coming out from Massachusetts and from New Jersey and from Wyoming to compete with our girls, the Blue Devils A Color Guard. We refer to them as the Comp Guard, the competitive guard. But now they practice all day Sundays from 9 in the morning till about 9 at night. They also put in time during the week on Wednesday nights. Now this is what these young people work so hard for. This is what it's all about. The DCI and 1975 championship show in Philadelphia at Franklin Field. It's a big moment in drum corps in the United States. All the people that you see scurrying around out there on the field are judges. These judges represent the different captions, that is the drum caption, the brass caption, the M&M caption. They take away points as they see errors occur, or in the case of drums and the brass, as they hear errors in the execution of the music. There are also judges up in the stands, and these judges are general effect judges. And they look for just as the description tells you, they look for the general effect. How does this show affect me? Does it give me goosebumps? Does it make me say, wow, boy, are these young people good? And as they interpret the show, they give you build-up points. And the points added up from the build-up and the points taken away from a perfect score on the drum, brass, and M&M is the total that you receive for the show that you put on. When one competes with other corps at the caliber that we are doing so here this evening, those tenths of a point make a big difference. They're the ones that determine whether you are right or wrong, whether your show is good, whether it's bad.
The voice of the Blue Devil. Who am I? What am I? What do I do? Why, I'm the devil who entertains you. I'm not red with an eye for deceit. I am blue and white, and I march down your street. I vary in size from small to real tall. I'm Kathy, Bobby, and also a Paul. My age, I'd say, varies a lot, from 21 years to a small, tiny tot. I have blue eyes, brown eyes, and gray. That's not rare. I have black, red, and golden long hair. I'm one yet many. It varies each time. I'm 100 yards long when I march in straight line. My work to perform takes practice, you know, so twice a week off to learn I must go. Practice is hard, and I sometimes complain. And, I might add, it's not fun in the rain. I'm a girl and a boy, a trick you can't do. My goal in life is to please each of you. For it makes me happy to hear your loud roar when the announcer introduces the Blue Devil Drum Corps. If you look to the right, there I'll stand with a red, white, and blue flag high above land. Now look to the left, and what do you see? A baton twirler disguised as me. I blow a horn loud and clear, the high notes I sometimes fear. I carry a rifle, and as a drummer I'm great, but it's up to you to determine my fate. So next year, when I travel around, perhaps to stop and visit your town, don't be afraid to say hi to me and come to get to know me personally. I'll give you a thrill you won't forget, and we'll both remember the day we met.